I'm redesigning all 10 of the 2025 Formula 1 car liveries. 8 down, 2 to go. Aston Martin. The green machine with Fernando and Lance at the wheel. What do I think of the real thing as well? Day one testing is today, so we're seeing these cars on track finally. And what does my reinterpretation, my redesign look like? Well, my name's Tommo. Let's talk about it. What did we say about McLaren? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They didn't fix something that worked very well, and I wish Aston Martin had done the same. However, they haven't. This 2025 Aston Martin Formula 1 car is absolutely a downgrade on last year, and it feels like in the same way that Ferrari could just paint their car red, make the wings black, it would look amazing. Aston Martin could do the exact same, just keep the whole car in that really distinctive, unique British racing green, which is basically what they had last year, and it looks superb. It looked superb last year, but they've just decided to fiddle with it. They've decided to bring up the black, the carbon, behind the Aramco, behind the Valvoline. Look, I think from a brand point of view, I do understand how this helps the Aramco and the Boss be more distinct and different. You've got Valvoline and ServiceNow on the side as well. Valvoline's on the black, ServiceNow's on the green. It helps them to logos kind of separate out more. Okay, I understand fundamentally why they've done it. The Marden on the top is in the white, which they introduced towards the end of last season. From that point of view, it does make a lot of sense, but it had that almost retro feel last year where it was just so basic, and they've kind of tried to be funny with it. And again, I understand from a branding point of view why they've done it, but they've made a worse looking Formula 1 car, in my opinion. I mean, from the front, it's basically the same. They've got the Aramco on the front wing and the blue to green Aramco on the rear wing, which is disappointing that they've still got green to light blue. It's just so jarring with the rest of the car. I wish they'd just simplify that and put it on black. I will be doing that in my redesign. But you know what, when I look at this car in the renders, I think, wow, that actually still looks pretty cool. But on the real thing, the real car, now that we're seeing it in testing, and this is going to be the case for all of the cars, because there's quite a few with renders that are way more impressive than what we've seen on track, and this is absolutely one of them. It's a shame. Simplicity is key. Also, the neon highlights, I know that's kind of part of Aston Martin's brand direction. It's not really working on this. I think on the simpler livery, I think the almost a bit like the old Patronus kind of swoosh down the side in the neon, I didn't mind so much. I don't really like it on here, and especially on those hubcaps as well. The bright neon just isn't doing it for me at all, to be honest. I don't see Aston achieving much at all this season, and unfortunately they're going to be seeing out a ground effect regulation era, which they, were very, very promising in 2023 with a bit of a downer. And look, in terms of ranking all the liveries, as you can see, I've got, a list here that now we've seen these cars in real life, this is not representative. I'm not going to worry about changing this around too much right now. That'll be for the final video coming out tomorrow, my Red Bull redesign. However, if I had to put the Aston Martin in this list somewhere right now, based on what we've seen in real life as well, more importantly, it's ahead of the Williams, but I think behind the Ferrari for me. Just I hope 2026, new generation, they just go back to something way more simple. Just, again, lean on that ownership of the British racing green and do something better next year, Aston, please. So let's put my money where my mouth is, shall I? My name's Tommo, and this is my redesign of the 2025 Aston Martin Formula 1 car. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. So what I've essentially done is just massively simplified the design, made it way less fiddly and picky. Let's start with this side-on profile. Okay, they want to have some carbon in here. I get it, right? So instead of blocking out the Marden at the top in white, I've blocked it out in the carbon and put white text on it. I've brought carbon up here as well to accentuate these kind of smaller logos. Down here, ServiceNow, Elemis, Atlas Air, Aramco still in place on the side pod, and then the Boss here, I've just kind of put a bit of a carbon strip which kind of ends here. Maybe there's a nicer way I could end it, but obviously I'm just working with the side pod that I've got. Just to break up the Boss and the Aramco. I did try this in white. I tried this in carbon as well on the back, but I felt like it was too much. It was too much. So I feel like this still helps Boss, you know, it breaks it from Aramco with this strip here. I think that works well. Cognizant Oakley Puma here. That's the Aston Martin Pepperstall. That's in the kind of same place as the real thing. Just done the simple green on the hubcaps. These are hubcaps, remember. Citigroup logo I've actually put on the front wing end plate. It is up here on the real car where the Bombardier is. I basically swapped these two around because that fits that space better. Glenfiddich on the inside. Aramco front wing on the black, and then I've put the green on the front wing back in the Cognizant as well. I wanted to bring a bit of the green on the front and back wing. I know I said, you know, you could just do full body green, full wings black, but I've not done that. I'm just saying you could do that with this, and I think that breaks up the Aramco and Cognizant quite well. Valvoline is one of the only full colour logos on the car. The main full colour logo on the car. They've paid for that, so I'm going to give it to them. I'm not going to give it to Aramco on the rear wing though. We're going to go black with the white Aramco logo. Come along to the side, you can see the Valvolines in full colour down here. Aston Martin at the back, as I said. Homologate, team names at the back. Even Visa Cash App RB, Racing Bulls. Just call it Racing Bulls. Racing Bulls at the back. Bosh, lovely. Happy days. Come to here, Halo, Bombardier. I can't, for some reason, I've got glossy metallic style paint, but I couldn't get it on the Halo for some reason. Anyway, then just the logo started around here. Got black on the inside of the Halo, JCB as well. Less prominent on the car than it used to be, but still there, still visual on the car. I've gone with black numbering with white outline. I feel like that kind of stands the numbers out versus the logos around it, especially on the side here. I think the all white 14 for Fernando would have blended too much into the Aston Martin and Valvoline text here. So I've done it in black just to make that pop a bit more. As you can see, I've completely dropped the neon. Completely drops the neon, just going with green, white, black. Super simple. And again, with the Valvoline full color, I think the neon would have been one element too much, if you ask me. This is a more refined, premium, luxury Aston Martin looking Formula 1 car than the one we've got, if you ask me. There's nothing luxury, premium about bright neon, is there, Lawrence? Come on, son. Coinbase at the back in their place as they are on the real thing, and I've chucked in another Aston Martin logo here because why not? They need to sell more cars, they need to get their share price up, so chuck an Aston Martin at this wherever you can. And there we have it. That's the weapon, the machine that I've designed for Lawrence and Fernando in 2025. I do prefer this. I've got to say, I've not preferred all of mine, but I think this is more my cup of tea than the original. But again, as I always say, that's not what's important. What's important is what you think. In the pinned comment down below, please like either the Tommos or the original reply to the pinned comment. You'll see what I mean when you're down there. And let me know which one you prefer. Do you prefer the real thing or do you prefer my redesign? It's 10 to 2 in the afternoon, so I'm going to go back to watching testing while I edit this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, engage however you want. It really does mean a lot. Once ago, Red Bull tomorrow. My name's Tomo. Thanks again. Have a good one. Ta-da.